Grand Rising. How you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a blessed morning, rising rather, and that you are recognizing all of your Baruch blessings. I mean, anywho, there's some things, I don't know, the Ruach HaKodesh has been just downloading and depositing so much into my spirit, and it's incredible. I love it. I've been up for about an hour or two, and I'm not tired. I'm amazed at, when you are a lover of truth, and the peripheral foolishness that so many people are enamored with doesn't faze you. It doesn't really, you get some entertainment out of it. You joke about it, you laugh about it, and you're like, oh, my people, oh, wow. But when you really hunger and thirst after righteousness and after the true things, the deep things, the foolishness is not enough. The trivial won't do. The peripheral just won't do. It just won't. It won't hit that spirit, man, that Ruach, man. The way that the truth that comes from the Ruach HaKodesh, not my truth and her truth and his truth, but the truth. When that hits you, it hits your spirit, man, your Ruach, man. There's nothing like it in the world. I love it. Anywho, again, the Most High is speaking to me and downloading wisdom to me about truths regarding my people. So I speak to my people. I'm speaking to my people. Because that's what the Most High is speaking about. And it's in the area of education. Oh my gosh, if you guys understood, okay? I'm talking to someone who's always been a scholar. I'm not bragging. I'm not boasting. I'm just acknowledging that which is a part of me. I've always been an eager, voracious learner of truth. From a child. I may have been really quiet as a child, and I really was painfully shy. I didn't really have much to say. I wasn't that outgoing kid. I didn't have a lot of friends coming up. I was the nerd, I was the nerd. And just, I guess even at a young age, the Most High didn't have me saying much. He just had me watching and observing a lot. And I guess that's why I got these big old eyes, so I could see. But as I got older and more, because I went through that phase where maybe in my teens, from my teens up until my 40s, it took a long time for the Most High to develop a confidence, and for me to develop a confidence that I was actually hearing from the Most High. When the Most High speaks to you, some things, the world and even some two-legged devils in the church are going to make you try to feel like you're crazy. And those religious spirits that's rampant in the church, not just the world, I'm talking about the church now. They will try to drive you crazy and make you think that you are not hearing from the Most High, that you are outside of the will of the Most High, that you are everything but a child of the Most High. That is the spirit of Antichrist, to alienate and to spiritually wound and keep his children in a perpetual state of woundedness and victimization. That's the spirit of Antichrist. And it's real. And it attacks the ecclesia, the chosen ones, the called out ones. You called out of church, that's a real thing. You're called out of the institution of church, but you're not called out of the ecclesia. You're called out because you are really, truly sanctified. Sanctification and holiness has absolutely nothing to do with the makeup the clothes, the hair, none of that peripheral, outside, external stuff. Sanctification and holiness has everything to do with the purpose and the plan of the Most High for your life. And if Yah has a plan for your life, He's going to set you apart. He's going to say, I got a special purpose for this one. I got to put her aside. Not him. No. I know that they do that at that age, but I got a special purpose for his life. I'm going to set him apart for my purpose, saith Yah. Okay, so, yeah. That's holiness. That's sanctification. Sanctification and holiness has nothing to do with what you do with this flesh. That's a religious demon straight from the pit that teaches that foolishness. That's why I reject those types of teachings. I reject that. You'll never hear me teach that and preach that. Why? Because that is not of the Most High. That is a religious demon that's trying to set about its own righteousness and try to project their form of righteousness onto you. And if you don't fit into the mold of their righteousness and their standard of holiness, then you aren't holy. You aren't sanctified. And they call you everything but a child of the Most High. And see, the Most High gets tired of that. He gets tired of his set apart ones being treated that way. So he sets them apart. He takes them out of the institution of church because they can't operate in the institution of church. True prophets can't really operate inside the institution that is called the church. They can't. Why? Because a true prophet is going to say what the Most High says, and when you have a true prophet in the midst of the institution of church, he or she is coming with warning. That's why when I used to go to the churches, there were churches that said, well, why are you here? Excuse you? I'm here to hear the word. Why are you here? It was crazy. And I didn't understand. I used to get, used to be in my feelings and be like, well, why they treating me like that? I'm just here to hear a word just like them. No ulterior motive. I'm not coming here to split up your church. I don't care about none of that stuff. I just want to hear a word. And the whole while I'm running and going to and fro, trying to hear a word, and the Most High was speaking to me all along. They knew before I knew why I was there. And the very churches that was coming at me all weird, talking about, why are you here? Their leaders started dropping dead because their leaders was living an alternative lifestyle. But I didn't know that when I was going there. Anywho, I'm going off topic. I want to talk to my people. Okay? Education, whether it's in the institution of church or whether it's secular education, is nothing more than indoctrination and programming by, and I hate to sound real 70s right now, the man. Okay? It is indoctrination. Even the so-called HBCUs, the historically black colleges that, we celebrate it. Oh, they're so wonderful because they're historically black colleges. Even all of the historically black colleges, do your research, people. Even if they were founded by black people, I promise you they were funded by white funds. They were funded by white money. And whenever something is funded by white money, the agenda and the plan of the man takes over that institution. It has no choice but to, because the institution accepted the funds from the man. And the man has gotten their funds, has ill-gotten the funds. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually. The funds that the man has, it's not a blessed thing. That's not a blessing. Those are cursed. That's cursed wealth. Do you understand me? Because that's wealth that they got through kidnapping and raping and harassing and torturing and slavery and plundering lands and people, running people off of their land and killing them, taking away their cultures, their languages, their religions, their dress, and taking over So that's not no. So the wealth is cursed. That's why they can't keep it. That's why they couldn't keep it by natural means. That's why they had to go and make deals with the enemy, sell their souls and whatnot, and form Freemasonry to keep it. Because that's all part of this world. Okay? So the HBCUs are funded by wicked wealth. Wicked men and wicked wealth. Now, if an institution is funded and maintained by wicked wealth, cursed wealth, what do you think is going to come forth out of there? What do you think will be taught to your children and your grandchildren? Indoctrination and programming, lies and deception. Now all this talk about and against or for CRT, and all CRT is true black history, true American history, true African history. Huh? Why do you not want us to know these things? Why you don't want your children to know the truth? And that's like I said in a post, the more that you try to hide truth from children, the better they are and the better they get at finding out the truth on their own. So you could ban and go to the school boards and talk against CRT and write books against CRT all you want to. That's fine. You have piqued the hunger of all your children and grandchildren. And guess what? We are living in the information age. People can find out everything they want to find out about anything. And your children are really good at it. Your grandchildren are awesome at it, and you know it. So guess what? You don't have to teach CRT in your school. Keep going to the school boards and keep, having little tea parties or whatever and saying, we're going to do something about this CRT. Oh my God, that's going to be the death of the unity of the people. When your children start Googling and start doing their own research and having their own CRT clubs, when they start having their own Zoom meetings and doing their own research and finding out the true history of this country and the true history of what happened to African people, they're going to hate you. They're going to hate their ancestors. And a true revolution is going to come forth. And it's not going to be us. It's going to be your children and your grandchildren. That's going to be like, oh my God, my grandfather or my great-grandfather were evil. I don't want no part of that. I'm so ashamed. And the very kids you think that are going to be traumatized by the truth are going to be empowered by the truth, because the truth always sets you free. But we spend all this money and all this, and I'm talking to my people, money we don't have. We take out all these loans to send our kids to school, even to the HBCUs that are funded by white wicked wealth, to indoctrinate our children and program them and make them believe lies. Just straight lies. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And spend hundreds of thousands of dollars going into debt. So now the children, our children, we tell them to go to school, and they start out life hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt in their 20s. Because we were lied to and told that education is an empowering tool. And nothing could be further from the truth. That American education is indoctrination and pre-programming to perpetuate the so-called American dream, which is really a nightmare. So we have some decisions to make, people. There's a whole lot more I can say on this, but I'm trying to keep this under 15 minutes. Our children are going to have to learn the truth about this country on their own. And they're not going to be stopped. Our children, white children, Hispanic children, they're going to learn the true history. And they're going to lead the revolution. And I cover and pray for every young person that once they find out the truth, that they're not overcome with anger and rage and bitterness, but that they're empowered to fight the true fight of faith. You guys have a great day and be blessed. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach.